I made that mistake when I first started using it. I was like, why is this eye primer is crap? And then I read the label a little more carefully and I was like, oh, that would be why I am not enjoying this. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Pavonine Studios Beauty and Art. If you're new here, my name is Amy. Before I get too far into it, I'm going to remind you to give this a like if you enjoy it while you're watching, and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and ring the bell if you would like to be notified every time I upload a new video. Without further ado, I am going to do what I promised I would do in my last video, which is retry the EXA foundation. And I made a point of putting on moisturizer this morning, which I think I forgot yesterday. And I think just for fun, I'm going to try mixing a drop of squalene oil into this just to see, how it looks at the end of the day. I was quite pleased with the way it looked yesterday, but then I also remembered that I forgot to put any kind of moisturizer on or anything like that, or I didn't put everything on that I usually put on. So today I remembered to do it. And then I am going to be playing with the BH Cosmetics Naughty palette. And I just got this in the mail on Friday. This is what she looks like. And I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do here. But since I'm wearing kind of a gold top, I think I'm going to work with some of the more golden colors. And then I'm going to use the color in my outer corner. I'm going to use the color Coal, which is kind of a neat color because it's very dark, which makes me very happy. Let me kind of blend it out so you can see the sort of the undertone of it. So it's got kind of a purpley undertone to it. Looking at it on my hand, it does seem like it has a little tiny bit of a sheen, but I think that's just because it's a finger swatch on the back of my hand, not because I think it's gonna show up that way on my eye. All right, so I think I am just going to dive right in, and I've already got my eyes primed. So I'm gonna go into the color Misbehave. We're gonna put that in the crease, kind of as a transition type shade. And I'm just using a fluffy brush, and I may go in with a smaller brush and kind of deepen this up with the other kind of gold mustardy color in this palette. I'm going to pick up Coal now. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go into that. These must be pigments, or at least a lot of them are pigments, because I am getting quite a bit of kick up in the pan, and I expect some fallout, especially from this dark shade. So that's not too bad as far as the darkness of it is concerned. This might be one of those shadows that benefits from going on first. I'm going to pick up the color Greeting, which is kind of a pumpkin-y orange. So I'm just going to put that right there above that dark color and use it to sort of blend that out a bit. It can be a little tricky, especially, if your eyes are asymmetrical at all, and most people's are to some degree or another. I know mine are. I can see that dryness on my eyelid kind of coming through a little bit there. That does not make me happy. That is not making me happy. That looks kind of bad. Does it look bad enough for me to take it off and start over? I don't know. I think I'm going to take this off, guys. I'm going to try again, and I think I'm going to pause for a minute and after I do this, put some kind of eye cream on or something like that so that I can, I don't know, maybe do something about that little dry place there. I'm going to go in with my Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating. This is an under eye primer. I'm going to put this, actually I'm going to take a fair amount and I'm going to go ahead and put some under my eyes as well. But I'm going to put it over, and then I will, even though this is a primer, this does not work for your eyelids. I I made that mistake when I first started using it. I was like, why is this eye primer is crap? And then I read the label a little more carefully and I was like, oh, that would be why I am not enjoying this. I'm going to let this sit on my eyeballs for a little while and kind of sink in, and then I'll go back in and reprime with a normal eye primer and see if we can get that to work a little bit better, and maybe I'll do something a little different anyway. All right, we are moving on with plan B here. I'm going to reprime. All right, I'm going to go into the color Misbehave. This is that gold shade. You can see here that that is going down nicely on this eye. So far so good. I'm going to go into the color Pantone, which is like an orange color. And I'm going to focus that in the crease. So far I'm much happier. This is the thing though, if you have a product that you've heard good things about and it seems to work for other people, and then it doesn't work for you, then there might be something that you need to do to make it work for you. So for example, with my little dry spot there, I had to go back in and put a little more moisturizer on my eyelids. So that's not that's not my fault or anything like that. That's just how my eyelids are right now. And it's certainly not the fault of the eyeshadows, which now they seem to be doing just fine. My point is that you shouldn't feel like a failure or like your eye look is a failure if something goes awry, because it might be just some little thing that you need to do in order to make it work. So previously I had picked up the color Coal, which has kind of it's like a black, but it's got like a purple undertone. And instead, I think I'm going to pick up the color Hot Cocoa. We're going to put that out here in the outer corner, and I'm going to keep it pretty focused for now. And I am getting some fallout with this, which is not all that unusual for a dark matte. I don't have anything extra on my brush. I'm just going to start blending that in little circular motions up into that orange and that gold. I'm trying to avoid mud, but I want to blend it. So I feel like that worked a little bit better. I'm going to go back into, or I think I'm going to pick up the color Greeting, which is the lighter orange color. And I'll clean that all up and everything because that's what I do. I clean up. I'm going to take a flat shader brush and I'm going to go into that color Mistletoe, which is the green. Maybe I'll spray this just to minimize the fallout if I can. And I like that it has little glitters, little reflex in it. Not a ton, but enough to make me happy. I'm going to go back into that color Pantone, the orange color. And I'm just going to go right over what was there before and where it meets that green, just to make sure there's, a nice blend, no gaps. Kind of blend those two together a tiny bit. Not too much, don't want mud. That's pretty cool looking, I like that. Much better than my first attempt, I think. I hope. So far so good anyway. I'm going to take a little tiny brush. I'm going to go into the color Rudolph, which is like this bright, like red, orange red. And I'm just going to put that right there in the corner, just because I want something a little flashy there. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do a wing liner with my Urban Decay Perversion. I'm going to go ahead and tightline with this NARS High Pigment Longwear Eyeliner. I got this, I think, is a Point Perk at Sephora. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happier with that. I'm glad I took it off. I'm glad I took off my first try, because that was just not, for some reason, that was just not working for me. Even aside from the fact that I had that little problem area on my eyebrow bone, my brow bone. Why do I want to say my eyebrow? So I'm just putting on a little extra moisturizer because I did clean up under my eyes and I need all the help I can get. I'm going to go ahead and put a little sunscreen on because a miracle of miracles, it's actually kind of sunny here in Seattle today. And you guys know this by now, but just in case you don't, in case you're new or something, I do try to remember to put everything that I put on my face, everything that I use, down below in the description box so that you can look there and find it hopefully a little bit easier. They're not affiliate links or anything like that. They're just links. And as usual, I'm going to let that sink into my skin a bit. I'm going to go make a coffee and I'll come back and we'll do the foundation and see how that goes. I'm going to try, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to try a couple of a little bit different things with that foundation and see how she does today, because I was pretty happy yesterday. So, we can always get a little happier, right? Right. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I am back, coffee in hand. I'm giving my foundation here a nice shake. And I am going to add a drop, I think a drop of the squalene oil to it just to see what happens. And yesterday I took 2 pumps of this, so that's what I'm going to do today. This is it's not a super runny foundation or anything like that, but it does, like when I picked it up with my brush yesterday, it definitely like absorbed into the brush quite readily. So I'm just gonna smoosh these together on the back of my hand. I'm gonna use my It Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. This is the one from this year. So pretty. And I am going to stipple that on, and I've got a sponge handy, so I will go over this with a sponge as well. So that was plenty of foundation. I probably could have gotten away with just 1 pump. And since I've got a little extra, I'll go ahead and bring this down my neck and onto my chest a little bit. So this is very, very, very glowy, dewy, because I added that drop of squalene, and I only added a drop. I think this may be something that I need to do more of, add oil to my foundation. So I'm going to take my sponge and just kind of go over everything, pick up any excess, press it into my skin, especially on the sides of my nose and in my T-zone. This is really a pretty foundation, you guys. I'm really pleased with it. It's been a while since I bought a foundation that I really enjoyed, kind of out of the box, even though I'm playing a little bit with this one today. It's pretty unusual, or it's been a while since I put a new foundation, or new to me foundation, on my face and was just like, yes, I really like that just right off the bat. I think the last one that I put on that I liked like that was the Lancome Skin Feels Good foundation, and I have a video on that, and I'll try to remember to link it above. That is a foundation that I have worn a number of times since I picked it up, although it's always hard to go back and use foundations, even the ones that you really enjoy, when you test a lot of stuff, and I test a lot of stuff. So, which is, that's what I like to do. I like to test things. That's why you see so many different things on here. And even though I say it in my description box, like down at kind of at the bottom every time, all this stuff is stuff that I have bought myself, chosen myself, bought myself. If I ever get to the point where somebody sends me something, which, hey, I'm all about that. I'm always happy to try new stuff, new brands, new things. I will for sure let you know. But I dare say that will be a very long time, a long way down the road. I'm going to set that concealer with NARS crystal powder, which is what I always use. I think I said this yesterday too. There's no problems that I can detect blending my Giorgio Armani concealer with this foundation. That's true today as well, even though I did add that drop of oil to the foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and let this set down for just a minute and powder, put on the rest of my face, and I will come back and share with you some final thoughts about the BH Cosmetics Naughty Palette and the EXA foundation with the addition of the squalene oil today. I'll be right back, guys. Hi guys, I am back and I've got the rest of my face on. Before I talk about the palette and the foundation again, I just want to go over real quick what I put on the rest of my face. So I did powder with my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. I went in with the Fenty bronzer in the shade Indocun. And I think with the sale coming up at Sephora, I think I'm going to order the one shade darker just to have. For my blush, I went in with the Peach Sea. This is Beauty by Peach Cotton. I don't know. What is this called? Yeah, Peach Cotton Blusher in Apricot. And this is one of the ones that I got off of Yes Style. I think it's super pretty, really pretty. I like all the blushes I got from there. For my highlight, I went in with the Clinique Lunar Pop highlight, which is a really pretty sort of peachy shade of highlight, and I really enjoy that. For my waterline, I went in with the Endless Silky Eye Pen from Pixie, and this is the color, I think it's Sienna. Yeah, matte Sienna. I think it's the only sort of rust color pencil that I have. I could be wrong about that. I probably am, but whatever. That's what I went in with today. For my lips, I went in with MAC Fresh Brew, which is a favorite color of mine. And for my lashes, I opened up a new package of lashes that I picked these up at TJ Maxx for $8. There are 4 pairs in here, and this is the Twilight style. And I think you can get these multiple places. And I always have to shorten my lashes because my eyes are not that big. And so today, for the first time ever, I don't know what's taken me so long. I've known about this trick for a while. Is I took the piece that I cut off the end and I put it over the end. So I doubled up on the outer corners of my lashes, and I quite like the effect of that. For the palette, I'm really glad I went ahead and took off the first things that I put on and redid some moisturizer on my eyelids and stuff, because I was like, there's no way that this is going to be that bad of a crash and burn. It's just not how BH eyeshadows typically are for me. These are a very affordable brand. BH Cosmetics in general is a very affordable brand. I don't love everything that they do, of course, but I've had pretty good success with the eyeshadow palettes. I have a few that are relatively new to me, in addition to this one that I want to keep playing with and trying and stuff. But, you know, I only put my makeup on once a day and I only have two eyeballs, so it may take me a little while. The first look that I did, I did not, it was not going well because of the dryness on my eyelid. So I am glad that I took that off and I started over and kind of did something a little different than I had originally planned. I really like every color that I used today, even when I screwed up beforehand. I really like. I think the color story in this is really interesting. It's got, I mean, you could do a super colorful, like red and purple eye. That might be really fun to do at some point. You can do something totally neutral because there are enough neutral tones in here without just being a palette full of boring browns. And I'm super excited to try this color right here, which is called Candied Fruit. And this is like it's a gorgeous color. It's like a kind of a duochrome blue, purple, pink situation, and it's just super. I don't know. There's just something about it that's really, really pretty. It's got little sparkles in it, and you know, it's right up my alley. But that will have to wait for another day as well. That might be kind of fun though, to do like a red purple eye with that on the lid. That might be really yummy looking. So far I'm really happy with the way my eye look turned out. I think it turned out really interesting and colorful, and it's almost a little Christmassy. Is it too early for a Christmas eyeshadow? It probably is, but here you go. You could totally wear this on Christmas. I really like the way that this foundation looks, you guys. I feel like the added drop of the squalene oil really helped the sort of glow factor of this without making it too intense. I did powder because I usually powder in order to set things so that they don't travel into my lines and stuff like that too badly. And I did that today, and I'm super happy. So if anything goes awry with the eyeshadow or with the foundation, I will be sure and come back and do a check-in. But for a change, I don't think I'm going to do a check-in on this look today. I'm just going to try to keep it a tiny bit shorter. But like I say, if something goes wrong, I will definitely come back and check in. I am going to leave it there. Stop yammering. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time here. I know you have a lot of options out there as far as what to watch in YouTube land, and so I do appreciate your time here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that bell for notification whenever I upload a new video, which lately has been several times a week, at least 3. I'm trying to go for 4, maybe get to 5. That would be really cool. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.